Hi everyone, and welcome to another Flash Masters live stream. Today we are joined by the incredible Ellie Burgueno Chico, one of our Flash Masters ambassadors. We're going to be talking about how she's created some of her favourite images. Now within this video we're going to be showing you how Ellie created these photographs. However, if you would like to see the rest of the video, you can do that by joining us in the Flash Masters members zone, and you can do that through the Flash Masters website. So I'm going to bring Ellie on in now. I'm very, very excited to do this. I have known Ellie, I've been aware of her work for quite some time now, and I know she's going to be a really inspirational speaker today and someone we're all going to learn a lot from. So, Ellie, hi!
Hi.
I just absolutely, I adore you as a person. I adore your work, and I absolutely adore your energy. And before we go into sort of, the big questions and all of the images, which I know so many people are excited to get to know how you shot, it would just be absolutely amazing just to have a little bit of background about you, Ellie, and in terms of your photography journey and where you started to sort of where you've come to now, if that's okay.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you guys for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. So my name is Ellie Burgueno, as she mentioned before. My friends call me Ellie Chico just because it kind of rhymes.
I like it.
And I'm proud to be a Chico now. As far as when I started my photography, I started pretty young. Both of my parents used to love taking pictures of me when I was a baby. So we always had cameras around. As I grew with the siblings, it continued, but then now I would carry a little camera myself. I remember, taking pictures and then going to those little hubs in the parking lot at the grocery store to take the film in to get the film developed.
Yeah.
Maybe it's way past your years, but that's what I used to do.
Yes, I do remember film, and I do remember taking, when I was very young, holiday photos to be developed, and the excitement was just unreal of getting those back, even though most of them were just completely unusable.
Exactly. So yeah, it just continued. It was a hobby through high school. That's when I really gained a passion for photography. I joined the photo club and I became the president of the photo club. So that was like the cool thing to do.
I love it.
And then it was always a hobby, and I'm going to age myself here, but I graduated in '89 from high school. So
no,
through
you
college,
didn't.
I did. So I've always had a camera. It's always been a part of me. Professionally, my career started in 2010. When the first person paid me for a gig, 2010.
Wow.
So I started doing more, photography, like creative photography. I started with creative photography. A little boudoir, a little, portraiture, family here and there. My first wedding was in 2010. No clue what I was doing, but a coworker said, just do it for us. And I was like, okay. So it started in 2010 is when I did my first wedding, and then it just continued. Then I really loved the whole romance of a wedding, the unity, the significance of a wedding.
Yeah, me too.
And then it just progressed from there. It's never left my side. The passion is within me 24/7. I eat, I sleep, I breathe ideas.
You really do.
Inspiration comes from everything. Color is a big one for me. I don't know if there's some kind of neurological thing with me, but color inspires me big time. So I gravitate to those type of photographers that have a lot of color in their photography, and I get inspired by that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, sorry for interrupting you there. I'm like, I'm another colour themed. And when you said, the images you selected, I was like, I just selected them on the colours and how they complemented each other. Like, your work just speaks to me with that.
Thank you. Yeah, I love when my vision comes out through the photography. It's satisfying.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm sure you creatives know what I'm talking about. You create something from an idea, then it comes into fruition, and you create it, and then it's like, wow. Like, sometimes questionable, like, I created that. I did that.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And I think that just seeing your work online and just getting to know you, and the more that I see your sort of Instagram and I see your Facebook and your social media, it's so evident the passion that you have for creating as well. And that's the one thing I have to absolutely applaud you on. Every time we speak, it's like, oh, I'm just off for a shoot. It feels like your cameras are just glued. You're constantly on the go. So to have this passion still, this absolute drive, and to always be out there creating is just incredible. And I will say, as someone who's got really bogged down with weddings, if I'm honest, over the last few years, particularly post-COVID, when everyone cancelled and we had so much on, I think for a lot of us, I think people will resonate to go, it's kind of been quite difficult to get back to the creating, or we got into such a manic cycle where, you're just going from wedding to wedding, that I'm jealous. Although, to be fair, it's my own fault that I'm jealous that I've not taken that time to create and take vision, as which you do like so often. And it's giving me a right kick up the backside, because I feel absolutely lazy and that I should be out and shooting as much as you.
Well, thank you. One of the things that I truly believe has helped me in my career with photography is the technique that I learn when I'm not under pressure. Because when I do a lot of my creative shoots, I'm taking my time. I'm learning from everything that I'm doing. So when I do have a job where I have to, be under pressure, I kind of already know what to do and what to expect. So I think that adding that into your photography world of being creative constantly is you're investing in yourself, because it does take a lot of time, but you're also investing in yourself for your business. And it keeps you from being burnt out from your regular, work. Now, I'll be honest, I don't do as many weddings anymore because for whatever reason, well, I know why. I'm marketing more for creative photography and my flying dresses.
Yes.
There's clients that are coming to see me. I just had one that came from Wisconsin, I believe, or Oklahoma, one of those states out there, to come do a flying dress. I was like, are you coming out on vacation? Or she's like, no, I saw your work. I love it. And I'm going out there for a photo shoot. Yes. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that was such an honor. And it just like, wow, people do like this, Some people think, oh, it's just, it's a phase. People are not going to want, flying dresses all the time. But I don't think so. I think it's actually picking up. There's so many other photographers that are also, loving the flying dresses. And I think it's amazing because you're seeing it in all states now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I will say, I don't think I've seen anyone here in the UK do it yet. I've seen it a bit in Europe, and I know they're very popular in like Santorini and certain destinations. But yeah, I'm yet to see anyone in the UK do it. And I think there's going to be a lot of interest tonight, particularly from our UK members, in terms of, how you create these images, where you get the dresses from. And I just know that there's going to be a lot of interest in those shoots in particular. We're going to, I think we'll start on some of these images. And I know later on, I do want to talk to you a little bit about how, you're someone who is constantly filling my feed regardless. Like I said, you're so busy on social media. You're so present. And I think at the moment, there's a lot of people really struggling to get that reach and to sort of build their brand and build their profile within the industry. And you have absolutely smashed that out of the park with regards to the ambassadorships and the, all of the different companies that you're affiliated with now. You have, obviously your work is stunning and incredible, so they would want to work with you. But there's clearly, there's a magic, there's a little magic sauce or something that you've got that's just like getting everything to be working for you so well. So I'm hoping we can get some secrets or some tips from you later, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Absolutely. Love to talk about that.
I think it's more for me as well. I'm like, oh, I want to do all this stuff that Ellie's doing. I don't have time to do it, but I'm definitely intrigued. We're going to have a look at this first image. Hopefully it's going to arrive. There it is. So obviously we're talking about flying dresses, and I think this one is absolutely iconic. And I think a lot of people will recognize this image and know that it's yours. Yeah. So how long have you been doing these sort of types of shoots with the dresses and all of the extra fabric?
I believe it's been about maybe 3 years now. When I bought my first, the first dress was a red dress, the classic red from Corinne. I was inspired by another photographer, and I wish I knew who the photographer was, because I would just absolutely love to credit them. But it was a picture at WPPI. He had got an award, or she or he, and I seen the picture, and it just spoke to me. I was like, wow, I had to get my hands on a dress. Now, I had already taken a picture with the model with just material. It was a long piece of red material, and I just kind of wrapped it around her, and I took some pictures. But it never dawned on me that that would be a thing. And that was in 2010 when I did this.
Wow.
But when I seen this red dress, and it was an actual dress, oh, that was it. I literally, after WPPI, I went to a bar with another friend, and I said, let's do a search. We have to find the dress. And it took us a little while to find it, but we finally made the connection to Corinne, who I bought the dress from. And immediately I knew that I had to do something more than just take one photo shoot with this dress. Like, I had to create something, and it just evolved. I took the pictures, I sent them to Corinne, not even knowing her yet. And I said, look, I absolutely love your dress. I would love to collab with you. If you like what I do, let's talk. And
wow,
that's all I do now.
Wow.
So she liked them. She liked the pictures, and she said, okay, let's talk. And we had a meeting, we talked, and we hit it off immediately. Not so much business, but friends.
Yeah.
We love each other so much now. And it's amazing to have her as the designer, the seamstress, and then me as a photographer, because we just work so well together. And I'm so happy that she opened up an ambassadorship to start adding more photographers. Sandra
Amazing.
being another of the photographers that does flying dresses, and she's also an ambassador for Korinnart.
Amazing.
Yeah, hopefully we may team up for WPPI. We'll see, crossing my fingers.
Oh, I really hope that happens. So obviously, in terms of this particular image here, which I know garners so much interest, and as soon as we post it to our Flashmasters Facebook page or onto Instagram, we know we're going to get so many comments and love for it. So in terms of, obviously, we've got this incredible dress, etc. Is there anything that you think of when you're lighting this image, when you have like so much fabric as well going on? Is there something that you need to think of regarding lighting to make sure that that gets lit too, or is it mainly you're focusing sort of on the models' faces when you come to light these kind of images?
Well, this was the first balloon flying dress photo session that I did. So it was kind of a trial and error. Now, I had an idea of what I had to do, because these dresses are very long, and if you want to light them all in camera, you definitely need more than one light. So yeah. I will generally have the main light for the subject, which is the model, and then I'll have maybe one or two more lights on the sides, because I want to get the full dress. I want to get it nice and lit, and so you need more than just the one light. And now these are real balloons. They have real helium in them. So it's a project. This does take a good 45 minutes to set up first. And then a lot longer to do the post editing, because there's a lot of cleanup that you have to do, because I take the strings out. Obviously the balloons are tied all over. I have weights on the balloons. On a non-windy day is the best time to do this. On a windy day, forget it. Your balloons will all be on the ground, because, they fly all over the place. But I'll tend to use anywhere from 18 balloons is about as many that I will blow up. And we'll start placing them in different areas around the model. And I just kind of, it's kind of a trial and error thing with every session, because obviously the balloons are not going to be in the same place every time. So there's a lot of post-production afterwards as well. Sometimes I do, will say there's one balloon that I just absolutely need to put in another section. So I'll just, copy the balloon and I'll put it. So some may look a little copied, but they're all from the same day. And there are balloons all over the place.
It just looks incredible. It's like, there's just so many questions for it. Because obviously the way that you've lit, the model's face is absolutely beautiful. And I think for people who don't know anything about Flash, they might just assume that that's the only light that's going on here. We do have multiple lights that are lighting the front of the dress at the same time. Just something now, this is just in my head. Do you have to have, because I was thinking, some balloons might reflect the light or just look a little bit odd. Do you buy a particular type of balloon so that it doesn't reflect too much, or do you just buy whatever in the store?
Well, I did use metallic balloons, and they do reflect too much light in my opinion. So I tend to buy the flat kind of balloons. They're not so shiny, because there's regular balloons, there's shiny balloons, there's metallic balloons. So I'll go with the more flat matte balloon.
Fantastic.
Because the flash will still shine on the balloon, and it'll create a little depth because of the light when it hits the balloon. And that's okay with me. Sometimes when the balloon looks too flat, then it looks too fake. So you don't want that. You want a little bit of light on them.
Amazing. And then from the technical standpoint, because obviously there's lots of people here will just want to know flash settings and what did you use? So we haven't actually asked you yet. What sort of lights do you use on these shoots?
So I've been using the Flashpoint Evolve 200s for some time. I recently started using the Gikoto GT 200s.
Yep.
So those are the two systems that I'm using for lighting. And I use the MagMod system for diffusers. I love MagMod. I absolutely love MagMod. And I use the MagBox. I use the MagSpheres and all the little the tools that you need to put on the stands and so forth. But those are the two lighting systems that I use.
Amazing. For this particular image, would this be lit with a sphere and grid, or were you using one of the mag boxes?
So I was using a mag box. I generally will put two lights on a mag ring with the mag box and a focus diffuser. I love using the focus diffuser because it just creates a beautiful soft light on the model. And then on the bottom lights, I'll use mag spheres.
Amazing. And just because people will ask as well, was it the 24 or the 42-inch mag box?
It's the 24-inch mag box.
Brilliant. I can imagine when you're out in these locations as well. Hopefully, like I said, it's not windy because of the use of the balloons as well. But yeah, the large 42 is quite difficult to keep under control, or you'd probably need someone holding as well as sandbags if the wind comes.
I've had experiences with the large mag box on a windy day. I mean, it'll take the assistant with them. It's funny. So I tried it once and I said, no, I'm going to use that one for studio moving forward. And then I just use the 24-inch mag boxes on location.
Amazing. And then just one more question regarding this shoot. And I've got one from a user, which we're going to ask in a second. Do you take assistance to all of your shoots when you're shooting with off-camera flash?
Now I do. I have to, because first of all, with the flying dress, I need an assistant to help me with the flying dress. Then I need an assistant for the lights, because I have had several times when, just a little gust of wind or something. The lights are very top heavy with the mag box. Yep. So I don't trust them alone anymore. I always have an assistant just holding the light now. Now, not all the time. Sometimes on a whim, I'll have a couple models that I can just reach out like, hey, I have an idea. Are you free? Yes, let's do this. Okay, and boom. And it's just the model and myself. But I'll know what terrain I'm going to. And I feel like, okay, I'm confident. It's solid here. Nothing's going to fall. However, when I do go on this specific area, it's a beautiful park that overlooks the city. And you get these beautiful sunsets there.
Yeah.
It gets windy up there. So I know, okay, for this, I need 2 assistants, sometimes 3, whoever's available. I just reach out. There's people that are like, hey, Ellie, can I hang out? Hey, Ellie, would you mind, doing this? So I'll just be like, hey, you want to come along? Let's do this. So yeah, it just depends on the type of shoot that I am doing, because if it's a marketing shoot, then I tend to just take specific assistants.
Yeah.
For certain reasons. There's some things that I can't show out in public just yet.
Oh.
So it just depends on what shoot I'm doing.
Amazing. Like I said, yeah, I know there's so many UK photographers since joining Flash Masters like, I need an assistant now. I think, US photographers are like teaching us how it's done, and that really, if we're looking to create these kind of images, then, assistants are really, really important. So yeah, we do have a question here. I'm not sure who it's from. I'm sure... Alexandria perfect. So Alexandria's asking, the background in the shot is beautiful too. Ellie, do you find that you will choose the location based on the colours or style of shoot that you create?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Wow. I'm a creature of habit, and if something worked out for me, the color choice on the dress doesn't matter. The conditions of the day matter more.
Yeah.
So if it's a windy day, I know that I can't go to a certain spot, so I'll go to the other spot. So yeah, it depends. That's a great question, because I never really considered using that.
Oh, but it works so well on this particular image, from the sunset, just the golden tones behind, and it just suits so well, doesn't it?
Yeah, this day was amazing. The sunset is real. Everything is real. Everything. It's funny that we have to say that now, because a lot of people will be like, oh, is that AI now? No, This is all real. The sky is real. The balloons are real. The dress is real.
It's absolutely stunning. And yeah, it is going to be interesting how, there's so much discussion around AI, and it's very interesting to see where things will go now. And I suppose it's very difficult for people like yourself who are creating, these incredible works of art in camera now to go, no, actually, I did take this, thank you very much. Where I think, it's going to be so much more difficult for photographers we might need to justify and go, no, I did this myself. There's no AI involved. But yeah, it's great to know, especially, let's say, with all of the balloons, everything within that image is absolutely stunning. And yeah, it was all done by you.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, yeah, you're one of your number one fans here. Mr. Neil Redfern says he wants to be your assistant if you're in the UK. So yeah, we need to bring you. Maybe you need to come over and teach us UK photographers how to do these flying dresses, because I'm sure there's quite a few tips and tricks, particularly with all that fabric and how to make it look so good.
Well, since you mentioned that, yes, my new focus, I'm an older woman photographer. So my focus is definitely leaning towards the workshop industry with photography. So that is certainly something that could be discussed.
Amazing.
I would love to go to the UK.
Yes, come on over, Ellie. Let's bring flying dresses to the UK, because I'm yet to find anyone. I'm sure it can be proved wrong, and someone will have done it, but I don't think there's anyone over here like really marketing it or sort of nailing that as well. So yeah, we do have as well off Chuck. Your work is just as stunning as your soul. Oh, he's a charmer, is our Chuck. Isn't he an absolute charmer? Asking about behind the scenes to understand how close the flash can be. I know we don't have any behind the scenes for this particular one, but are you able to sort of just give us a bit more information in terms of that flash placement?
Yeah. And actually, a lot of my behind the scenes are reels. So if you guys want to see a lot of my work, go to my Instagram, follow me there, because I will always do a reel for almost every shoot now. For the yellow dress, there is a reel back when I did it that shows you all of the background and the lighting and everything. So you can find it on my Instagram.
Amazing.
However, I did that one a while back, so you'll have to go back on my reels.
Yeah, so just above in the top. I'm trying to. No, just over there. So at Ellie Burgueno Photography, people can find you there.
Yes. Yes.
That's absolutely brilliant. Sorry, I feel like I'm
Yes.
interrupting you there, Ellie.
No, I will. I tend to lose my train of thought often. I have a little bit of, what do you call that? ADD.
ADHD, yeah, I'm with you. And we keep saying, like, we're two peas from the same pod, myself and Ali. So this can go off in many different directions. And if we need to be brought back in, I'm sure Neil will start frantically waving behind, going, shut up, girls, and carry on. Just to add on, I think Chuck... Sorry, Chuck did add on to his message. But yeah, this wasn't on the original message. Chuck saying he's dying for this high-end look on the skin and soft light. Oh, there you go, Ellie. So it's all about the mag box and the diffuser, 24-inch mag box, nice and close. So yeah, everyone go and check out Ellie's Instagram so you can see those reels as well. So let's have a little look. I've got the second image here. Let's see if I can show it. Yes. Now, this one gets me really excited too. The colours, obviously, for us over here in the UK, what do you call this event? Quince?
Quinceañera. Yes.
Quinceañera. So, we'll go with that.
Quinceañera. So sweet 15, if it would be easier.
Amazing.
Basically, it's, the transition of a young lady, of a girl turning into a young lady or woman. And there's this huge party. It's like a wedding. Short and simple. It's a wedding, like a wedding. And everything is just extravagant. The dress is extravagant. The venue, I mean, everything that they do, they go all out for quinceañeras. It's beautiful.
Wow.
So this is a pre-shoot, which is a session that I do before the main event, because I love to spend more time on their self-portraits. And this gives you the opportunity to capture, a good hour, 2 hours of just them. These are the pictures that they're going to want to put on their wall. So I always take my time. I always suggest locations like this. This is out in Pasadena. And I use my mag gels to create this beautiful interest of lighting on this is a church. So for this one, I had 3 lights. I had an assistant on the right pointing to the top of the tower with a purple mag gel. I had another light on the doorstep with a blue mag gel. And then on the right, or I forget if it was on the right or the left, I had another light pointing into the bush. So I you can't really tell, but I kind of took some of the left and put it on the right as far as the lighting goes to kind of make it even.
Yeah, I was thinking that initial purple. So that initial purple, I was thinking, how on earth did you light all of that with one light? So what was that? Just another sort of 200? Was it GT200 or?
It was all the 8200s. There's one on her. Actually, there's 2 on the model, or I'm sorry, the quinceañera. Yeah. And then there's the purple, the blue, and the yellow. So there's 5 lights, 5 flashes being used here.
Wow. That's absolutely incredible. Like I said, I love all the extra colour, and you've just taken something that, without that would have been just a flat lit church, and you've really sort of injected the colour there as well. Yeah, absolutely stunning. So what lens was this shot on, Ellie? Can you remember?
You know what? I'm a big fan of the 1635, just to give me that whole length. I love catching the environment as well. So the Canon 1635 2.8, the third version is the one that I have. And I absolutely love it. I believe I used the R5 camera on this one as well.
That's absolutely amazing. It's just the vision of adding all of this light and the colour. I'm just someone who doesn't use the gels half as much as I should do. But I suppose, like I said, when you're shooting a wedding day, you often don't really have a lot of time to be completely lighting buildings from scratch. So I think this is, obviously, there's such an advantage to the way that you work as well outside of your weddings, and being able to do these shoots where you have more time obviously just helps to build this, incredible portfolio that you have. It's absolutely stunning. So in terms of, obviously we know we've got the mag gels, etc., to be bringing in the colour. Would this also be sort of a mag box shot, or would this be sort of with the sphere or something smaller?
Oh my gosh, this was a while back. I believe I use a mag box. When I have more time, I always use the mag box, the 24-inch mag box with the focus diffuser. That's
Amazing.
My go-to.
Yeah, that's something that I haven't used for a little while, and I will say I did post in the Flashmasters members group this weekend that I actually pulled it out at a wedding, and absolutely loved it. And it's been sat. It goes to every single wedding and just stays in the back of the van. And then we've been so inspired by so many live streams and incredible ambassadors such as yourselves, and you're like, there's no reason why I'm not using this. So yeah, I gave it a go and was like, oh, it really makes such a difference. Yeah. I need to be using this more. So yeah, it's fantastic to see that you're using that. Just to try and get inside your head a little bit, as you're setting up this image, do you think of it in layers? Or I'm just wondering how, when you've got 5 lights, do you just turn them all on and wait for it? Or are you adding it in light by light to sort of build the effect? Because I know that it can get quite, when you've got a lot of lights going off, it's just hard to even focus or see the wood from the trees sometimes. So are you sort of adding it in and building it up as you go?
So yeah, my go-to power on my lights is generally 30,
yeah.
Or how do you say it? 32?
Yeah, 132. Yeah, that'll do. We know.
That's my go-to. So I will always use my gel lights at a higher power, so I'll go to 16 for my gels, and that's generally where I start. So sometimes I do have to muck with it a little bit, but in the evening I kind of already know, like, I can use more power for the gels to really, bring out the color. So that's my go-to is 16 for my gels and then 32 for my main light.
That is so helpful, especially for those who are starting out on using multi-lights and using gels and just realising that the gel does take a little bit of the power from the flash, so you will require more. I'm sorry.
As far as the layering goes, I don't really think that way. I feel like I've done this area several times, so I instinctively know already kind of what's going to happen. So that's a question that I don't know how to answer. I don't know if I think in layers. However, I will say I think in Spanish.
That's absolutely amazing. I'm going to ask one more question as well with regards to this as well, because this will be our last sort of questions as well for YouTube. Do you know what? I've said that and I've forgotten what my question was. No, it wasn't. I know. So you're using the focus diffuser on your mag box, and I know, or I say that I'm an absolute scatterbrain. And every time Neil shoots with me and I take an off-camera flash shot, I know he's just staring at me going, don't forget to tell me when you've got the image so I can step out. And I forget so many times. And even on Saturday, when I was taking those photos that I posted in the group, I was like, got it. And I took a step back and you could see his face like, Helen, you've just changed your composition and I haven't moved, you absolute idiot. And I was like, oh, let me just get one more. And I had to reshoot it. Do you have any magical way to remember? Because I know we both talk that we're quite scatterbrained. Is there anything that you do to remember, or can you give me any advice? Because I just forget and then I have to spend ages in Photoshop cloning it out.
I don't do that. I forget too. I honestly, I forget. I'm like, why did I not take that slate shot first? I don't know why I don't do it. It's just because it's not in my habit of doing it, and I'm in the moment and I don't think to do that. So yeah, I am constantly in post removing the person or the assistant.
I feel so much better now.
I have to work on that myself. It's such a pain because, I could slap myself every time. I forget. I just forget.
Yeah.
Sorry, Neil. Don't have me for that.
I'm really really pleased that you forget to. And yeah, just another Photoshop junkie here going, I'll just take it out later. And he's always like, Helen, it was just going to save you so much more time. Just take another photo without the flash. And every time I forget and then feel like an absolute idiot. But I feel less of one now. Thank you, Ellie. So to all the other people who forget to remove your flashes, Ellie forgets too. And look at the images she's able to create and edit it out of as well. So your Photoshop skills must be amazing to remove it from that as well, with all of the detail with the trees, etc. Really impressive.
Thank you. Well, I'm a little better now, but now with the new remove tool, it's going to be even easier. So I'm really not going to be doing the slate shot now.
Yeah, I love to say, yeah, we'll just go, yeah, don't worry about removing them. Yeah, AI will sort that now. Amazing. So before we go and say goodbye to our YouTube people who are watching, obviously, Ellie Burgueno Photography, which we've got at the top, is your Instagram. Have you got anything coming up, Ellie? Because I know that you're someone who's always got a workshop going on or things in the pipeline. I haven't asked you this before. Is there anything you'd like to plug before we say goodbye?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, I'm starting to do more workshops. So August 7th, I'm having a creative workshop at a really cool venue. And I'm going to have many surprises. And I've been so blessed with sponsors. There's going to be a lot of good giveaways. That's all I can say.
Amazing.
But not only don't come for the giveaways. Come because you're going to get amazing creative shots for your portfolio as well. And I will be talking about my lighting setups and, my go-to and so forth. So you'll learn some things.
Amazing. No, I'd really like to do that. I wish I was closer. And yeah, I'm going to have to at some point learn those flying dress shots from you. So yeah, thank you so much, Ellie. So yeah, don't forget, we now have another 7 images of Ellie's that we're going to be going through. If you'd like to watch those and you're not a Flashmasters member, please do join us at flashmasters.co. And literally, as soon as you become a member, all of the videos, not just this one, all of the ones that we've shot with all of our ambassadors, every single piece of educational content we've recorded will be there for you immediately as soon as you join. So please do come and join us in the Flash Masters community. Thank you so very much even for watching, and hopefully we'll see you with another YouTube very, very soon. Bye!